Amazing Eric Sports and laughs. It's all love. Ow! I chose this music today because people, I'm hurt. I'll admit it, I'm hurt, I'm sad. Because today, my favorite fighter is calling it quits. Andre Ward's calling it quits. So we had to bring this music in. Play that thing, man. Play that piano, man. Tune that thing up. I need you guys to feel where I am right now because we want to do a send-off today for Andre S.O.G. Ward. Andre Ward today has, through his Instagram and Twitter posts, put out a video that is basically letting us know he has retired. So that tells us that Andre S.O.G. Ward is now hanging up the gloves and he's calling it quits. And I want to say, let me say this first before I start. If you are an Andre Ward hater, if you hate Andre Ward, I always tell everybody, every race, every background can come enjoy Amazing Eric Sports videos, but you should know we're getting ready to pump my boy up today because he deserves it. So if you hate Andre Ward so bad that you can't stand anybody saying nice to him, this is not the video for you. Because in this video right here, we're going to talk about this man, we're going to give this man his props, and in all honesty, all jokes aside, we're going to give him credit for what he did in boxing, his example inside the ring, and even bigger than that, what Andre Ward showed us outside the ring. That's what we want to talk about today. Because Andre S.O.G. Ward, all jokes aside, I want to tell you this, brother. I want to say this to you, my brother S.O.G. I thank you for your boxing. I thank you for the way you handled yourself inside the ring. I thank you for the undefeated since you were 12 years old record that you did, leaving as the #1 pound for pound fighter. Had to start with that. Nowhere else to start but that. S.O.G. legend. Okay. As always right here, we like to do at least 3 points with you guys. I have 3 things about Andre Ward I want to cover. And like I said, even though I'm feeling sad, today, I do want to say this about my man Ward. The first thing I want to cover is Andre Ward the fighter. Let's go ahead and break down Andre Ward the fighter. A bad man inside the ring. Here is the beautiful thing about Andre Ward the fighter. It shows us what determination can really do. Because Andre Ward was never the fastest. He was never the strongest. He was never the slickest. But he was so determined. He was so dialed in. He was a man of such conviction that he stayed to his craft. He stuck to his craft and he got the most, even more. He didn't just get the most out of his body. He actually went beyond what his body has to offer. That's what Andre Ward was able to do. That's what makes him special. I saw an interview one time, Andre Ward was talking to Adrian Broner, and he was trying to actually keep it real with Adrian Broner, and he told him, stuff that you do naturally, stuff that you just have the reflex, you just do it. I have to work so hard to do those things. And if you would apply yourself, you could go above and beyond where I ever was. See, this is a man who understands his limitations, but he doesn't accept them. And that's key in life. You can understand where your limitations are, but then you don't have to accept them. You can go above and beyond. And that's what Andre Ward did. He was able to become the undefeated light heavyweight champion, cleared out the middleweight division, won the Olympic gold medal, didn't lose an amateur fight since he was 12. What else can I say? All those detractors and everything like that, Andre, don't worry about them, bro. We respect you. We appreciate you. We'll get to them at the end. But don't you worry about them. We just want you to know, everybody out here, we support you. We appreciated the fighter you were, the way you brought it, the way you got down with the bigger fighters, the way you got nasty when you had to, the way you boxed from the outside, when you brutalized and got dirty with Sakio Bika, when you boxed Carl Froch's eyes out so much that Carl Froch is still hating to this day. I love the Cobra, but he's still hating to this day because Andre Ward boxed his eyes out. When you got rough with the big bully Kovalev, we appreciate all that, man. So hats off to Andre Ward, the fighter. Respect, bro. Respect. Point number 2 that I want to bring out right here. Point number 2 is Andre Ward, the man. That's what I want to talk about. And to me, this one might be, and Dre, if you're listening to this, bro, if you are listening to this, to me, this one might be bigger and more important for what you left us with your legacy than what you did inside the ring. Andre Ward showed a different look for, let's just keep it real, for the African-American man. He came out here and showed, I don't have to come out here flashing money. Andre Ward is a man of faith. He's a man of integrity. He showed that he's not a cursor, and I'm not downing anybody who curses. That's not what I'm doing. Please don't miss the point here. Please stay with me. Stay here. If you curse, that's fine. I'm just saying he stuck to what his convictions were, and I think that Andre Ward should be respected for that. He left a legacy for us that showed us we can deal with things with class, and that's not just for African Americans. That's for men of any race. See, because class just doesn't stop with one race. We should all be men and women of class. Andre Ward showed us class. He showed us dignity. That's what he did. He stood for something. He was a family man. He wasn't a man who got caught up in scandals and had all these different things going and sex tapes going and whatever like that. He actually stood in there. He showed us a really good example of what a man who believes in God, who believes in his family, who's a faithful man, that is what Andre Ward left as a man. The legacy of Andre Ward outside the ring is just as big, if not bigger, than Andre Ward inside the ring. Again, Dre, bro, we appreciate the type of man you were outside the ring. Well, the type of man you are. You're not dead. But while you were fighting, we appreciated the man you were outside the ring just as much as the man you were inside the ring. Hats off. Salute to you for that, bro. And the last point I wanted to make about Andre Ward, he knew when to say when. That is huge. Know when to say when. Boxers never seem to know this. I wish every boxer, as I look back in history, I think about Roy Jones. I even think about the great Muhammad Ali. Boxers never go out when they should. They never go out when they're on top. They let the sport send them out in this brutal, horrible way. Andre Ward knew when it was time. He went out when he was on top of the mountain, when he had conquered the giant. He walked away. Let me tell you something about these last two fights with Sergey the Crusher Kovalev. They call him the Crusher for a reason. The reason Kovalev was almost shocked and he couldn't handle it right when Andre stepped to him is because of how hard this dude punches. You saw him literally moving Andre Ward's whole head. Andre Ward, we know he's mixed, but he has African American people hair. He got what we call that good hair. He got that good hair. He got that curly good hair. But your hair is our hair don't move like that. Kovalev was hitting him. His hair was just shaking. It was moving. I was like, oh my God, this dude's hair is moving. It's moving like David Lemieux's hair was moving when Triple G was punching him. That's because you could see the force of Kovalev's punches, and that was just jabs that were doing that. This is the thing that I'm trying to say. Andre Ward stood up to him. He walked through that. But those fights took a toll on Andre Ward. That's why if you notice I got quiet. I never did a video on Andre Ward, Anthony Joshua, because I was praying, Andre, don't do this. Do not do this. And what I think was going on is Andre was just trying to find another mountain to climb so he could say, I want to press through this pain, something to climb a mountain. But I think Andre Ward, a man of faith, made this decision for his family, because this is a man who literally seems to enjoy his wife and his kids and his church family and his life outside of the ring. He's not one of these guys that's going to go crazy outside of the ring. So I think he made the decision at the right time, undefeated, SOG. Proud of you, bro. You knew when to say when. And more young boxers, look at what Andre Ward did, and please leave the sport when it's time. So those are the three things that I really wanted to get into and show respect to Andre SOG Ward about. Don't y'all disrespect Ward. Let him have a day. Let him have a day. If you don't like it, we don't have to hear about headbutting and low blows and robberies and all that kind. We don't know, not today. Let's let this man have a day. This man will go down as a legend. Andre SOG Ward. We're giving props to the fighter, we're giving props to the man, and we're giving props to the fact that he knew when to say when, call it quits, and shut it down. Andre SOG Ward. Salute to you, brother. Respect.